Breaking news just about an hour ago. A 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck just south of Mexico City. There are reports of several aftershocks. Just 5 months ago, more than 300 people died from another powerful earthquake in central Mexico. Now, this is our first video from the moment the quake happened. The clip is really only 2 seconds long, so we have looped it, but you can see the lights really swaying as the building shakes. Immediately afterwards, crowds were gathering in the streets. There are no reports of any injuries at this time.
Well, a 7.2 earthquake rattled central Mexico this afternoon. The quake struck in Oaxaca County, just southeast of Mexico City, causing some residents nearby to evacuate their homes in panic. Though so far there have not been any reports of deaths caused by that quake. Footage from Mexico City shows many people fled their buildings after that quake, but no serious damages despite some reports of swaying buildings. Now, many say they were on heightened alert because of the quake that happened last September, which killed over 200 people in Mexico City and almost 150 more in nearby areas. Now, since the quake, there have been some aftershocks, the largest clocking in at a magnitude 5.8. Aaron Mayofsky is back with us now. And Aaron, you're saying, earthquakes are fairly common in that area and in our area too.
Yeah, as you look at on a daily basis, you look at what we can see, and we have little quakes all the time, 1.2, 1.7, 2.0 today in Forks and Sahali. You look at all these areas across Western Washington, and we do have those. So they're not huge, but we do monitor those, and you can look those up anytime on the internet and see just where they are. I looked up the quakes for Mexico last year, 1,200. And again, that one that was 8.1 happened just back in September. But in the last 3 days, we've seen, or in the last 24 hours, just today, we've seen about 3 quakes, 19 quakes in a week, and 72 in the last 30 days. So it's not uncommon, but the larger quakes, anything above about, a 5.0, is something to look into and see where those fault lines are and where the moving and shaking is happening. So the epicenter is definitely monitoring some of that, and they're looking at it closely to see on these fault lines just how dangerous they will be. And this one particularly in the central coastline there, just off the coast, you can see the bigger area in red, followed by the 5.8 just right around it. So again, they had several aftershocks. But the good news is with this one, as you look all over social media, people thanking each other for the help and the concerns with nobody being reported majorly injured in this one. So again, it was a high 7.2 and first thought to be 7.5. So it was downgraded, and that's usually what happens, especially we've seen the one that hit up in Alaska earlier in the last couple months. So that one was going to look at the tsunami situation, and they looked at this situation, no tsunami for this. It looks to be the coast is okay.
The report's promising, especially considering how strong it was.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Aaron.